Zach, what would you buy?
Either a Tesla or like a bunch of Bitcoin.
A bunch of Bitcoin?
Yeah.
What is that?
It's like a virtual like currency thing that's like 50 grand, or it's like 60,000 US dollars. It's like a stock. It's like a stock, but like it's not a stock.
All right. So more money to use later.
Yeah, and it like keeps kind of going up and up and up.
Awesome. Very cool. I was telling Sarah Joy, my sister's in the process of buying a house, and my sister's like my best friend, so I'd love if she lived by me. And so I told Sarah Joy I would buy a neighborhood so that it's like my neighborhood, and then I can put like my sister and everybody I love around it, and then like you can go over to each other's house and have like Friday nights all the time. So I thought that'd be fun. All right, guys, let's jump in. Speaking of buying, there's a number that is highly involved when working with continuously compounded interest. What that means is basically when you invest your money into an account in a bank that has continuously compound interest, it means your dollar is earning interest every day, every minute, every hour, every second. Now, most people look at this and they think, oh, this is amazing. But if you actually get really into the depths of this formula, you're going to find that there's a limit to what your money can accrue. And that limit has a specific value. The limit is the new number that we're going to be introduced to today. It's called the number E. It was found by a mathematician named Euler. So E is also known as Euler's number. Makes sense that he labeled his new number the first letter of his name, E. It's kind of like pi. Pi has a specific value. Do you guys remember what pi's value is? 3.14, and it's an irrational number, so it keeps going, right? E has a specific value. It's found by doing this, taking the limit of that number, which you'll understand better in calculus. But its value is this, 2.71828 ... Which you would be more beneficial in knowing is that E is 2.718 and then some decimals after. It's probably the easiest decimal to memorize. Just like pi, you memorize as 3.14. Now, E is so highly used in interest and with exponential equations that we have our own button with logarithms for it. So if you can hear anything that I say today, and if you're interested in E, if you're super into finances, E is explained in this website. But for today's purposes, you need to know how does E relate to logs, which is what we're using to solve equations. E is so important that we have a log with that very base. Here's what if you can grab one thing of what I say today, this is the most important. Ln is called the natural log, and it's equivalent to log base E. So today we're continuing working with logs. We just have a new log. Let's review the one that we already know. So here's two very important logs to have memorized. The common log. You guys hopefully already know this. If there's no base written, what is it understood to be? Good. So log is equivalent to log base 10. Here's the new info. Natural log is known as Ln. And Ln is equivalent to not log base 10, but log base E. Knowing that, you work with logs in all the same way. Now, Ln, just like a log, has its own button on the calculator. So let's make sure that we can all find this button. Go ahead and grab your calculator out. Do we know how to find a log base 10? What number is it to the left of? What number is log base 10 to the left of on the calculator? You guys know? Where's that button? Where's log base 10? Like if you had to describe it to your grandma, you'd say, Grandma, go to the number blank and go to the left of it. Where is log base 10 to the left of? Is this too hard of a question for Monday? Go to the number 7, Grandma.
Oh.
And right to the left of it, you're going to find a log base 10. So there's the log. That's a log base 10. It doesn't have a base. So I'm going to say, what is log of 100? Press enter. And the answer is 2. So hopefully you all know where to find that button. Go ahead and write that log base 10 of 100 is 2. Now here's the new stuff. What is ln of 6? Look at that calculator again. Does anybody see the ln button?
Yes.
Where is it? Next to 4. Awesome. So if I type in ln of 6, I'll find that decimal equivalent, 1.792. Now, if you knew that ln was log base e, if you really wanted to, you could go the long route and you could say, what is alpha window, which allows me to do any base? And then I can type in, if you see the divide sign, there's a little blue E above it. You could press second divide and say, what is log base E of 6? And you're going to notice it's the exact same thing because that's what ln is. It's equivalent to log base E. E is used so much in finances that every calculator that typically we work with financial components with it, it has an E button. So for right now, we need to write down that it is 1.792. Does anybody need help finding ln? All right, the other thing to know is that a natural log is the same as a regular log. So all the properties of logarithms apply to natural logarithms. So if you don't remember the properties, here's your chance to review them. The product property says that if you have one log where the two numbers are multiplied, you can separate them using, does anybody remember what operation? Addition. Good. So this is going to be natural log of m plus natural log of n. The quotient property says if you have two numbers that have been divided, how can you separate them into two logs? What operation would we use? Subtraction. Nice. Natural log of m minus natural log of n. And then lastly, the power property says if you have a power, you can bring it out in front of the log or vice versa. So that would be x times natural log of n. And one thing to be aware of is this is the same as x times log base e of m. So I'm just going to say equivalent to. All right, that's the new information in a nutshell. So let's go ahead and just practice it using what we know. So example 1, write each expression as a single logarithm. The only property you have to know when to use first is the power property. When you're combining two logs into a single, so when I'm combining, you need to use the power property. Do you guys remember? Combining, use the power property first. Excellent. If you're expanding, you use it last. All right, so letter A. Where's the power property that you see? 2, good. So if I bring the 2 up to the power of 12, I have natural log of 12 squared minus natural log of 9. Zach, you okay?
Yeah.
What is 12 squared? 144, awesome. Minus natural log of 9. Now, which property uses the minus sign to bring the two together? Division, good. So I'll have natural log of 144 divided by 9. And then 9 does go into 144 evenly. It goes in 16 times. So I could just call this natural log of 16. It doesn't say to evaluate, it just says to combine into a single log. So I'm done. Letter B. Letter B, turn to your partner, the person with the most siblings. You share what you would do first. Sarah Joy, that's me, right? You have an older sister, right?
I have 2 siblings.
Yeah. I don't know how I forget that. We do this like every day. Okay. Okay. Do you want to go first, or because I have 2 siblings too?
Okay, I can go first.
Okay. What would you do?
Okay, so first you have to move the 5.
Awesome.
Yeah, it's 8.
And oh no, I'm stuck all of a sudden.
You're good. 2 to the 5th, 32. So I'm just going to rewrite that as 32.
Yeah, you did.
All right.
I did 5 times 2 now.
And then the minus sign brings the 2 logs together using division. So it'd be natural log of 32 divided by 4. And then 32
Why?
divided by 4 is just 8. All right, guys, take a look. You should have natural log of 8 as your answer. Okay, you did one with your partner. Letter C. Try letter C on your own. I'm going to walk around, see if you need help. Try letter C.
Is that right? What is the difference between natural logs and then the logs we are?
Natural log is just log base E.
Oh,
That's it.
oh, so there's no,
E is a
it's
very
no,
special number.
there's no equal, it's just,
It's just log base E.
oh.
Did you get did you get yours right?
Yeah,
What did you get?
ln x y to the third.
Over 1 to the 3rd.
Not over, it's not division, it's multiplication.
Fine.
Actual.
Ready to get addicted to that?
No, we won't get completely killed.
Probably yes, we will. This is the best we put so far.
What's 16 times 4? 46, 64. Oh, it's ln. Number 2 is just ln. Right? In terms of-
What?
It's D just ln.
I don't know.
1 to the 3rd. 4 times 4 is 15.
All right, guys, check. You should have natural log of xy cubed.
Yes, sir.
Letter D.
Just ln.
I'm going to bring ln of 1. If you bring 2 to a power, that's natural log of 8 squared. If I make 3 a power, that's natural log of 4 cubed. 8 squared, what's 8 squared? 64, what's 4 cubed? 64, what property should I use to bring these to 1?
Division.
Division. What is 64 divided by 64? 1. So this is just natural log of 1. All right, enough practice. Let's solve some equations. The nice thing is these equations we're going to follow the same steps that we did on Friday. That is, move all the logs into one side of the equation and basically get the logs by themselves. So notice the second step, combine the logs into 1. Then step 2, convert the form. Because natural log has a specific base, a base of e, it's always e to a power equals your variable. And then solve for x. Most of you just know this conversion that's in this box. If you replace ln with log base e, then you can see how the base is always e. We would do e to the c power equals a. Those of you who like the around the world analogy, it's e to the c equals a. And that's it. And then we solve. So let's go ahead and let's try this in example A. Example A, is the log by itself? It is, because ln is just log base e of 2x. Remember, if you have a log base a of b, it's by itself. So now that the log is alone, I'm stuck. I'm in a log. What do I do? Convert it. Convert to the other form. Zach, what's my base?
2.
Close. Try again.
E.
E is the base. It's the subscript guy.
Sorry, I thought you were talking about like the original equation.
So then I have e raised to what power? 10 equals?
2x.
Excellent. Now the directions say leave it in exact form and round it to 2 decimals. So this would be exact form, would be get x by itself. What undoes multiplication? Division. So we're going to divide by 2. And I have x is equal to e to the 10th divided by 2. Now we do want to make sure that we can type this in our calculator. So grab out your calculator, type alpha y equals. You're going to do e to the 10th. How do you think we can access e? What's the new button I just taught you? What's the new button? ln. What do you see right above ln? E to the x. So how do I access that blue button? Second. Good. So I'm going to press second, ln, and I'm going to do e to the 10th. Divide that by 2. And then my exact answer would be 11,013.233 if I'm rounding to 3 decimal places. So I would say 11,000, I already forgot it, 13.233. Now you guys know I'm a sucker for the check step. So let's see if we know how to check this. I would just type in is natural log, oops, not the on button, is natural log of 2 times that answer. So I'd press second negative. Does it equal what I want it to equal, which 10 should be the other side of the equation? Is 10 the other side of the equation? Yes, so I know I did it right. Okay, letter B. What is ln equivalent to? What can I rewrite ln as?
ln
Log base e.
of 5 equals 3x plus 4.
No.
Okay, so you're starting the conversion, which is good. Zach recognizes the log is by itself. So if we're stuck in a log, we change it to exponent form. So now I'm going to convert. What's my base? E. What's the power? 5. Good. What does it equal?
3x plus 4.
Yeah.
Didn't I say that or no?
I don't know.
Maybe.
Maybe. I think you had a log in your like saying,
Oh.
no, we want to take away the log.
Wait, what happened to the E and the log?
Well, we just converted it.
Why did
We
we do
got
that?
rid of it because that's important.
Okay.
Log base A of B equals C converts to A to the C equals B. That's how we get rid of the log.
Oh,
All right, now we got to get X by itself. So what are we going to do with the plus 4?
minus 4.
Minus 4 to both sides. And we have E to the 5th minus 4 equals 3x. How do we get X by itself?
Division.
Divide by 3, division. So there's our exact answer. E to the 5th minus 4 divided by 3. That is exact, not rounded in any fashion. But now, if I want to round it, I want to plug this into my calculator. So I'm going to do alpha y equals to get a fraction. And I have seconds. ln gives me an e to the 5th. Get out of that exponent. Minus 4. I've already forgotten it. Minus 4 over 3. Yep. Here we go. So I'm going to go over 3. Press enter. And it's 48.138. 48.138. Okay, that's our answer.
Yeah.
Letter C.
Where do you plug it in the chat?
To check it, you would do is ln of parentheses 3 times that answer plus 4 equal to 5. So I would just do is ln of 3 times, so I would do second negative plus 4. And I want to make sure that it equals 5, which it does.
Okay.
All right, letter C. Try C on your own. You got this. I would play Google, but YouTube would flag me.
Uh-huh.
I got disconnected from YouTube because I play Google too much in my classroom, and they said that I'm plagiarizing music.
Oh, you got copyrighted.
I did, yes. So I had to create a Mr. Vishnoff had to create a brand new YouTube account. So I can't play Google anymore because they think I'm a criminal.
So you're playing music off of Google?
And it's
And it's
'Cause they think-
flagging as like Eye of the Tiger, and then it says that like you
It's
can't use
copyrighted.
copyrighted
Well, why
music.
didn't you just go to YouTube and play from YouTube?
What?
Why don't you just go to YouTube and play from
it doesn't
YouTube?
stop
Or like
the-
Spotify or something.
No,
And
but
it's still
YouTube doesn't
copyrighted.
allow you to take
Yeah,
a
unless
music
you
clip
have author.
unless you have authorization.
Why don't you just play it directly from YouTube to your speaker?
It's
Still.
they'll still
So it's I
copyright
didn't
it.
pay that musician, so I can't use it in my
So you
class.
can't,
I
It's the
can't play
song,
music.
Zach.
you can't play music in your class?
I can't. I am a criminal.
You can only use like a minute or like 15 seconds of a song.
What's TikTok?
Dude, shush, you post so many TikToks.
I don't make
All right, I feel like we've gotten off topic. Did you guys do e to the 4th equals 3x squared? Do we at least get there?
No.
Yeah.
All right, now to get x squared by itself, we would divide by 3. And we get x squared equals e to the 4th divided by 3.
I got that.
What end does a square?
Square root.
Square root.
Thanks.
What do I need to keep in mind? Plus or minus. Now, if you left this answer, that's great. I could plug that into my calculator. If this was on the final, I would ask you to rationalize the denominator. Do we know how to do that?
Oh, yes, I know.
Let's
So
try
you
it.
could times it by square
Rationalize
root of
the denominator. This is back from chapter 7. So the first thing I would do is take the square root of the top and the bottom. What's the square root of e to the 4th?
E to the second.
Good. Plus or minus e to the 2nd. Now, I can't have a radical in the denominator, so how do I get it out? What should I,
Times.
times by 3.
root 3 over root 3, right? What does the denominator become?
3.
3, excellent. So that's plus or minus e squared root 3 over 3. Now let's stop and ask ourselves, can I use the plus or minus? Look at the original equation.
No.
Well, I can't take a log of a negative, but if I plug a negative in for x and square it, does it become positive?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so actually both of these answers work. Now, when you plug it into your calculator, you actually could plug in this or the other answer. So I'll just go ahead and plug in second square root of alpha y equals to get the fraction. Second e to the 4th divided by 3. And my answer is 4.266. And I could have typed in the rationalized answer and I would still get that answer. Sabrina.
Can't you just except for what I did in the beginning is I just put into the calculator what I got in the very beginning. So the e to the 4th over 3.
Yep, and took the square root?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just if I asked you to rationalize the denominator, that was some final review in there. Then that's what we would have done. All right, last thing we look at is how do you solve log equations? Zach, it away. Here's my favorite. If you're stuck in a log equation, change it to exponent form. If you're stuck in an exponent equation, change it to log form. The beauty of a natural log is you always know the base. What's the base of a natural log? It's e. So when I convert, I'm always going to use e as my base to an exponent. Let's try it. Letter A. Is the base by itself, is e just raised to an exponent? Yes.
Yes.
But now I'm stuck. X is the variable, it's in the exponent. So what am I going to do? Change it, convert to log. So let's do that. I would have log base what? What's my subscript? E of 15 equals x. This is great. If you want to type in log base e of 15, your calculator will tell you. But if you want to be faster, what could you change log base e to? ln, and then your calculator has a button that's just ln. So I can determine what is natural log of 15, and my answer is 2.708. So I have 2.708. Any questions on that before we try another one? Let's do letter B.
How do you
Oh.
type in log?
If you didn't want to type in ln, you could press alpha window option 5. And if you want to do log base e, there's an e button above the divide sign. So you would do second divide and then do 15. But if you know that log base e is ln, it's just faster. All right, letter B. What do you think we need to do first? Add the 4, good, add the 4. And we get e to the x over 2 equals 10. Now I'm stuck, I have a variable in the exponent. How do I get unstuck? Convert, awesome, convert to log form. So I have log base what? E of 10 equals x over 2. Log base e, that's so many steps to plug it into the calculator. What could I replace log base e with? ln of 10 equals x over 2. And now I need to solve for x. So what undoes division? Multiplication. So we're going to multiply both sides by 2. My exact answer would be 2 times natural log of 10. My rounded answer, I'm going to type in 2 times natural log of 10, is 4.605. So I'm going to go ahead and write 4.605. All right, letter C. The tallest person in the group. So you're going to have to share your height. You share what you would do first. Sarah Joy, how tall are you?
I'm 5'3".
I'm 5'2.5", literally. Literally. So you win. So,
Okay, all right. Start me off.
what'd you say?
You can start me off.
Can I start you off?
Yes, please.
Okay, so the base is by itself. But I'm stuck. The variable's in the exponent.
Okay, so you have to convert.
Yeah, okay. But let's just change it to nine.
Right.
So,
I'm sorry, you're cutting in and out. Did you say convert?
Yeah,
Okay, awesome. So I'd have log base E of what?
of 8.
Good. Equals x minus 2.
yeah.
So that would give me natural log of 8 equals x minus 2. Because log base E is ln. And then I would just add 2. And so that would be natural log of 8. And then this guy's by itself. So plus 2 gives me x. And then if we did that on the calculator, natural log of 8 plus 2 gives me 4.079. All right, guys, take a look. You should have had natural log of 8 plus 2 is what would give you x. Can I call that natural log of 10? No, the log is one value. Okay, letter D, I'm going to start you off. What value do you have to get by itself? E. So what am I going to do with that plus 1? Subtract it. Awesome. So we have 2 times e to the 3x equals 8. Is e by itself yet? No, I've got a times by 2. What n does multiplication? Division. Awesome. So we have e to the 3x equals 4. I'm stuck. X is in the exponent. How do I get x out of the exponent? Convert it. So now I have log base e of what? 4 equals 3x. Awesome. Go around the world. Log base e, you can keep it like that, or you can make your life easier. What is log base e equivalent to? ln. So I have ln of 4 equals 3 times x. And finally, how do we get x by itself? Divide by 3. So x is equal to natural log of 4 divided by 3. Or if you type that in onto your calculator, natural log of 4, close the parentheses, divide by 3 is 0.462. All right, guys, you have a test coming up Friday. That was the last lesson. If you need help, I will be here after school Tuesday, Black Lunch Tuesday, after school Wednesday, and Black Lunch Thursday. Friday's a half day, so when you come in, there's no time to get questions answered. It's just here's the test to make sure you have time. We do have like 55-minute periods, but just so you guys know. All right, have a great rest of your day.
Thank you.
Joy.
Just quick question.
Yeah.
Do you have a schedule for Friday? 'Cause I don't think they have it.
Let me give myself a note. Yes, let me give myself a note to send it to you because it's somewhere in my emails.
Okay.
But I'll make sure to send that to you. Okay.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
We end at like 11:30.